Hello everyone and welcome to AI Sciences. Today we are going to do a very interesting project. In this we are going to do Twitter hate speech prediction with the help of machine learning, right? So the first thing first, let's import the library that we are going to use. So we are going to use pandas. So for that, let's write import pandas as PD. And after that, let's just import our dataset, right? So first I will import our dataset and then I'll show you how our dataset looks like. So for that, let's write train is equal to pd dot read underscore csv and then the dataset name, and the name of the dataset is train dot 2, right? And after dot csv. Now let me show you the columns, shape and length of the train dataset. So for that I'll write print out training, right, space set, and in this let's after that right here let's actually enter a percentage sign, and after that let's write train dot columns so that we are able to see the columns, and later let's write train dot shape, and at the end let's write length of train, right? So length of train. So let's see our dataset. This is our training dataset and this is our shape and these are our length, right? So in the same way we are going to input now the test dataset as well. So for that I'll write test is equal to pd dot read underscore csv, and in this I'm going to write test /2 dot csv, and after that what I'm going to do is I'm going to print out the test dataset. So for that let's write print test set, and here I'll give a percentage sign, and after that I'll write test dot columns comma test dot shape columns. So test dot shape, and at the end I am going to showcase the length of the test. So for that I'm going to write length of test. So now let's do that. Let's run that. Okay, so shape, I have written the word shape incorrectly. So let's write shape and let's run this again, and this is your test dataset. So if you have ever done or worked with NLP, you know a few things that we have to do, two main things, right? So the first thing is we need to take up the dataset and we need to make sure that all of the things that are available in the dataset are in lowercase, right? So first I'll do that, and later we have to actually apply a function with the help of which we can convert the words that we don't need and delete them, right? So let's do both of them. For that we are going to need the library re, right? And later let's define a function, define clean text, and in this function what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two inputs. One of them will be the data frame and the second one will be the text underscore field, right? Now what do we do in this function is the next question. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to convert it into lowercase. For that I'm going to write df, and in the df I'm going to take up the text field, and in the text field I'm going to write that you should convert the text field that is under question into lowercase. So text field dot str dot lower. This is it, and after that what I'm going to do is I am going to actually convert the data and delete some things out of that. So for that again I'll write df underscore text field, and in this I'm going to write df text field again, So after text field, I'm going to apply a function. So dot apply, and I'm going to use the lambda function here. So for that, let's write lambda, and after that let's tell it that we need to shift some elements, and for substitution we are going to use the re.sub command, which is a part of this re library, right? So in this re.sub command we are going to tell it which are the things that we want to change. So let me just copy it. So let me bring it here, let me paste it. So these are all the things that we are going to change, meaning if there are any letters like that, like this, right? So if there is from 0 to 9, something like that, right? And if there are slashes and all of these things, http and all of these things will be deleted and changed with this, which is nothing, right? So how this re.sub works is, in the first part we write the things that we want to change, in the second part we write the things that we want to change them with, right? So we just want to delete them, that's why I have not written anything here, and at the end we write the thing in which we want to change. So we want to make the changes in element elem, right? So for that I have written elem here. Now let's run this, and after this what is the next step? The next step is actually to import sklearn, right? So I'm going to import resample from sklearn. So from sklearn dot utils import resample. After that I am going to train the minority. So train minority is equal to train underscore clean. Actually we did not make the train clean for now. So actually what I'll do is I'll enter a new cell here, and I'll write test underscore clean is equal to clean underscore text to use this function that is written above, and we will put that on the test dataset, and the text field, right? So the data frame will be test and the text field will be tweet. So in the same way what I am going to do is it will actually work tweet by tweet, right? So it will be first tweet, then second, then third, something like that. And in the same way we can do this for train as well. So train underscore clean is equal to clean underscore train, and then I'll write train, and later I'll write tweet. Now after this, okay, so it's not clean train, it's clean text, the name of the function. So let's write text here. Let's run this again, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to take the minority is equal to train underscore clean. So we are going to take it from the train clean dataset. So train underscore clean, and wherever the label is 0, right? So for that I'll have to write train underscore clean dot label is equal to 0. In the same way I can do the train majority as well, right? In that the label will be 1. So let's write it. Train majority is equal to train underscore clean, and in this I am going to write train underscore clean dot label is equal to 1. Okay, and after this what is the next step? The next step is to upsample the minority part of this, right? So for that I'll have to write train. What I want to do is I want to get the complete train upsampled dataset, right? And I will get that from train majority as well as train minority upsampled. So for that the first thing is let's write train minority upsampled, and in this I am going to write resample, right? And in the resample I am going to write train underscore minority, and after this I am going to write replace is equal to true, right? And so that we are performing the resampling clearly, right? And what is the sampling size? So n sample is equal to length of train majority. So we want it to be equal to train majority, and the end we are going to give it a random state. So random underscore state is equal to 123. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a train upsampled, right, which will be equal to concatenated form of train majority and train minority unsampled, sorry, upsampled, right? So for that, let's write pd.concat, and here I'll write something like train underscore minority and upsampled, comma, train underscore majority. And after that, I'm going to just count the labels, right? So for that, I'm going to write train underscore upsampled, and here I'm going to write label dot value underscore counts. Okay, so it is saying that label is not available. Let's see that. Let's try to run this again once. Let's see. Okay, so it is the same error. What did we do wrong? Okay, so I think, yeah, we did not return data frame here, right? So return df. Let's see if this makes any change. Okay, so yeah, label is gone. Now the next step is, it is saying that n sample is not the right choice. So let me say that as well. I think it should be n samples. So there we go. So this is it. Now we have the train upsampled label.count, and this is it equal to. Okay. Now there are a few things that I need to use together, right? So one of those things is count vectorizer. Other than that, I need to use tf-idf vectorizer, right? And other than that, I am going to need sgd classifier, right? So all of these things are needed for me, right? So to get all of these things, I am going to make a pipeline, right? And in that pipeline, we will have all of these things together. So first, let's import all of them. So from sklearn dot feature underscore extraction dot text import tf-idf vectorizer, right? So this is the first thing that I'm going to need. So tf-idf vectorizer. So basically what a vectorizer that does is, it's actually a way to make the vectors of whatever text is available in our data set, right? So here what it will be doing is, it will be making the vectors of the tweets that are available, right? So later we can use those vectors and we can check them in sgd classifiers or things like that. So this is the main reason that we always use tf-idf vectorizer. Other than that, I'm going to use the pipeline. So for that, I'm going to write from sklearn dot pipeline import pipeline, and later I'm going to import the count vectorizer, right? So for that, let's write from sklearn dot feature underscore extraction, right? So dot text. So we are going to need the text version. I'm going to import a few things, right? So the first one will be count vectorizer. So let's write count vectorizer. It is going to give us a count of the vectors, and at the end we are going to use the tf-idf transformer, right? The last thing we are going to need is a classifier. So I am going to use the SGD classifier. So for that, let's write from sklearn dot linear underscore model import SGD classifier. Sorry, classifier is not in big letters, it is classifier. And after that we are going to make the pipeline. So for that, let's write pipeline underscore SGD is equal to pipeline with this P bigger, so pipeline, and in this I am going to write a few things. So the first one will be the vectorizer. So let's write let's write it here. So VECT, and then I'm going to write count vectorizer. So count vectorizer will be the first thing that I'm going to use. And what will be the next thing? The next thing will be TF-IDF vectorizer, right? So for that I'll write TF-IDF, and in that round bracket, of course, and in that I am going to write TF-IDF vectorizer. So TF-IDF, actually we are not going to use the vectorizer for now, let's use the transformer, right? And after that what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually enter the SGD classifier. Let's name it as NB. So NB is what? It is SGD classifier. So classifier, and here I'm going to do this for the classifier as well, and outside of all of this I'm going to get in a comma, and these are the things that we are going to use. Now let's run this and let's move on. Okay, so it is giving us an error that pipeline is not available, right? So where is it? I believe this P would be larger. So it is saying that tuple object is not callable. Okay, we did not put a comma here as well. So let's run this again, and there we go. So this is now our complete pipeline that we have developed. And after that what we are going to do is we are going to split our data set. So from sklearn dot model underscore selection import train underscore test underscore split, and after that I am going to write x train comma x test comma y train comma y test, right? And then I'll write train underscore test underscore split, right? And here I'm going to write train underscore upsampled, and here I'm going to write the tweet. And after that what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the train upsampled label as well. So let's write train upsampled label, and let's tell it that there is no random state needed. So random state is equal to 0. Let's run this, and after that let's predict with the help of that model. So model is equal to pipeline underscore SGD, the pipeline that we developed, dot fit, right? And in this we are going to use a few things which are X train, and we are going to make the prediction on Y train. So first let's train it on X train and Y train, right? So let's do that. Now that this is done, what is the next step? The next step is to perform the prediction. So y underscore predict is equal to model dot predict, and here I am going to write x underscore test. And after that, what I am going to do is I am going to write from sklearn dot metrics import f1 underscore score, and later I am going to showcase the f1 score. So f1 score will be equal to y underscore test and y underscore predict. So let's see what is the f1 score. So there we go. As you can see, we have been able to predict 96.9, which is equal to actually 97% accurately that if there is a hate speech present or not, right? So as you know, if you have worked with machine learning before, that this is a very good ratio, right? So in the same way, you can develop any machine learning based project with the help of these libraries, right? And in this we made a NLP project, right? But you can do anything with this, right? So if you like that video, you must watch more videos like this on our YouTube channel. For now, goodbye. My name is Shazeb Hamid, and you must subscribe to AI Sciences.